Good morning, happy Sunday everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Fierce Living. First of all, I just want to shout out to all of you. I want to thank you all, my friends, my mothers, my brothers and sisters, everybody who has been so supportive. You guys are never going to understand how much this means to me. Maybe you will after you've gotten to know me more. But, more than just the views and the likes and the shares, I want people to connect with the story. I want people to actually, come to listen because I'm saying something that means something to them. So that's what I'm working towards. And I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys for listening. I read every comment. I saw every like rolling. I saw every subscribe. And I hope that I do not let you down. Because one of my icons of all times, one of my rocks, one of the people who has taught me how to keep stepping, Miss Cicely Tyson. We lost her, unfortunately. Oh, may she rest. And hopefully we can pay her just a little tribute today. I just got her book on the day that she passed. I laugh, but it's not funny. I pre-ordered her book. It's the first time in my entire life that I'm pre-ordering a book. And it gets here on the day when she takes her last breath. What does that say about me pre-ordering books in the future? Would you like me to pre-order your book? I'm kidding. But I think it's such a blessing that it got to me on that day. It's like she had this last word that she wanted to get to our hearts, right? Since it was a pre-order, I can only assume that it got to thousands, maybe millions of us that very same day. Just think about it. The second we grabbed her book in our hands, she said her goodbye. Isn't that something? I get goosebumps. That lady was so powerful. She still is. May she just rest well. So in her book, the foreword in her book was actually written by our very own Viola Davis. On this show, we're going to talk a lot about how your destiny helpers, right? Who are the people who speak up for you when you're not in the room? Who are the people who are representing you in every room that you cannot be present in? Who are the people that God is sending forward ahead of you, right? It's interesting how this is not about the people who God is sending forward ahead of you, but like these are the people who speak about you wherever you are. But this is her person, right? So for some reason, Viola Davis is the one who wrote this forward. I'm sure we're going to find out about that as the book buzz continues to rise after we have laid good old Miss Tyson to rest. Viola Davis said here, one of the things that stood out to me, she said she showed up on set in character and remained that way, insisting that she be called Constantine at all times. That's just who Miss Tyson is. Excellence personified. I love excellence. I don't think that we should be excellent at everything, but I think that when we have committed ourselves to performing a task, we should show up there and make whoever it is that hired us for that task not look back and feel bad. So in 2017, when I joined the Air Force and I was told, I had a swearing-in ceremony and my unit was really kind. They wanted family to be there with me. You're just stepping into the service. This is like day one, minute one, right? And you're wanting to rock and roll. And not only did my family show up late, this is not funny. Not only did they not show up late, that's my uncle and my best friend who was so kind to be there. They got lost, okay? So I'm sitting here, they're lost, they're trying to find their way around base. We're having to send this major. At the time, I didn't even understand what major meant. Later on, when I understood where she was on the food chain, as in comparison to me, I was super embarrassed. But okay, so here we have all these people waiting. The major's running around base, trying to find my family to get them to where I am so I can swear in. I'm not the only person swearing in that day, and people have different time frames. And my recruiter has other new recruits to talk to that same day. I would tell you, when you show up for a job, like Miss Tyson, get in character, stay in character. I'm not saying be fake at work. I'm just saying make people miss you when you are not there. show up ready to work, and for the 8 hours or 2 hours or even 30 minutes that you are there, give it all that you have. I'm not sure that I will ever forget about her. There's one last thing that I'm going to read here about what was written about her. There's a cap on earthly success, a ceiling on the amount of joy that possession and awards can bring before disillusionment sets in. Our appearance, our prosperity, the applause, all of it is so fleeting. But a life of true significance has unlimited impact. Obviously, Miss Cicely's life was a life of true significance. Her life is not going to end. This is a woman who was raised in a time when she had no choice, but she chose. In her times, she should have been grateful to basically show up and be on TV. But she not only showed up, she cut her hair. One of the first Black people to cut their hair, Black women, to have a low cut on TV and make us know that we're beautiful. Low cut, long cut, weave, wig, whatever, Miss Tyson. That's who she was. But the one thing that I remember so much about Miss Tyson was the day that I watched War Room. When I watched War Room in my house, I connected with her spirit. I knew that this was a woman who, if you haven't been through it, you cannot pray like that. I don't care what script they give you. You cannot personify a character like that if you cannot connect. I could tell that Miss Tyson could connect. She connected. I was watching that movie and I was walking around my apartment just praying and covering this whole place and just, praying that God gives us that spirit that she was talking about in that movie. There's not enough of it out there. That spirit that when we see fellow young women, fellow young Black people, fellow, just young people, old people who are just not acting right. When we see fellow people who are going astray, our first instinct is to reach out a hand and form a chain of prayer and just love each other till the very end. So I just wanted to take this moment and just thank Miss Cicely for what she has been in my life, in your life. I know that she's been something in your life. For how she has told stories, and for reminding us to her dying moment, to her last day. One of the things she says in this book is about how she was never a joiner. So like me, when you're not a joiner, you're sort of a stubborn person, but we're the trendsetters, right? At least we can tell ourselves that. But Miss Tyson, she was clear what she wanted. So as you think about the last moments of her life, as we say goodbye to her, we should remember to be just as we are, which is what she titled this book, Just As I Am, where she talks, just try to be you. I know that in a world where you need to be a little taller, you need to be a little fairer in complexion, you need to be a little more eloquent, you need to be a little more stylish. It's so hard to remember who you are. But when you find it, you live a life so spotless. Everybody referred to Miss Tyson as a queen, as royalty. She really is not, she didn't have any royal bloodlines that I could find in my little research. But she is royalty. She's dignified. She showed up everywhere, ready to get her job done and not get in the mess of things. Try to live your life that way and then see how success will follow you, because you would have attracted it. Thank you so much for listening today. God bless you, and thank you once again for just being here with me. It's just wonderful to have a supportive society.